Let's talk about debt. It's a word that often evokes anxiety, fear, maybe even a little shame, but what if I told you that debt isn't always the enemy? In fact, it can be a powerful tool for building wealth when used strategically. That's right, you heard me correctly. Debt can be your friend on the road to financial freedom. We're conditioned to think of debt as something to avoid at all costs. Credit card bills piling up, student loans looming over our heads. It's easy to see why debt gets a bad rap. But here's the thing. Not all debt is created equal. Just like any tool, debt can be used constructively or destructively. Think of a hammer. You can use it to build a beautiful house, or you can use it to tear things down. The same goes for debt. It's all about understanding how to wield it effectively. In this essay, we're going to ditch the fear-mongering and get real about debt. We're going to break down the different types of debt, explore the concept of leverage, learn how to use borrowed money to our advantage, and life insurance to build tax-free income. Get ready to unlock the power of debt and take control of your financial future. Okay, let's start with the basics. What exactly is debt? Simply put, debt is when you borrow money from someone else with the promise to pay it back later, usually with interest. Think of it like this. You're borrowing a financial resource today to use for your benefit with the understanding that you'll return it, plus a little extra down the line. Now, where does this money come from? It could be from a bank, a credit card company, even a family member or friend. The key takeaway here is that debt allows you to access funds you might not have readily available, enabling you to make larger purchases or investments than you could otherwise afford at this moment. Here's the catch. Debt isn't free. That extra bit you pay back on top of the original borrowed amount is called interest. Interest is essentially the cost of borrowing money. Think of it as a fee you pay for the convenience and opportunity that debt provides. Understanding these fundamental concepts of debt, interest, and where borrowed money comes from is crucial to demystifying this financial tool. Once you grasp these basics, you can start to see how debt, when managed responsibly, can be a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block on your path to wealth building. Now that we've established that debt isn't inherently evil, let's talk about the difference between good debt and bad debt. This is where things get really interesting. Good debt is debt that helps you build wealth or increase your earning potential over time. It's an investment in your future. A perfect example of good debt is a mortgage. When you buy a house with a mortgage, you're taking on debt, yes, but you're also acquiring a valuable asset that will likely appreciate in value over time. Plus, you're building equity with each mortgage payment, which is like putting money back in your pocket. Another example of good debt is a student loan. While the thought of student loan debt might make you cringe, remember that education is an investment in yourself. By acquiring knowledge and skills, you're increasing your earning potential down the road, making those loan payments more manageable. Bad debt, on the other hand, is debt that doesn't offer any real return on investment and often comes with high interest rates. Think credit card debt from frivolous spending, payday loans, or high-interest personal loans for non-essential purchases. This type of debt can quickly spiral out of control and keep you trapped in a cycle of paying off interest rather than building wealth. The key takeaway here is to be mindful of the type of debt you're taking on. Ask yourself, is this debt helping me build a better future, or is it simply feeding my desire for instant gratification? By distinguishing between good debt and bad debt, you can start making more strategic financial decisions that align with your long-term goals. Let's talk about leverage, the wealth multiplier. Leverage is the secret sauce that allows savvy investors to amplify their returns and build wealth faster. In essence, leverage is using borrowed money to invest, allowing you to control a larger asset than you could afford with your own cash alone. Think of it like this. Imagine you want to buy a rental property that costs $200,000. You have $40,000 saved for a down payment, which is 20% of the purchase price. Instead of waiting years to save up the full amount, you can use your $40,000 as a down payment and get a mortgage for the remaining $160,000. Now, you own a $200,000 asset with only $40,000 of your own money invested. That's the power of leverage. You're controlling a much larger asset than you could have purchased outright, and any appreciation in the property's value is magnified. Of course, leverage comes with risks. If the value of the asset goes down, you'll lose more money than if you had invested only your own cash. However, when used responsibly and strategically, leverage can be a powerful tool for accelerating your wealth-building journey. Real-world riches. Let's bring this concept to life with some real-world examples. Imagine a young entrepreneur named Sarah who dreams of opening a bakery. She has a fantastic business plan and a loyal following at farmers markets, but she lacks the capital to secure a storefront. Instead of giving up on her dream, Sarah takes out a small business loan, using the borrowed funds to lease a space, purchase equipment, and hire staff. Her bakery thrives, and within a few years, she's not only paid off the loan, but also built a profitable business that generates significant income. Or consider the story of Michael, a young professional who understands the power of real estate. He doesn't have enough savings to purchase a property outright, but he's diligent about saving for a down payment. Once he has enough, he secures a mortgage and purchases a duplex. He lives in one unit and rents out the other, using the rental income to cover his mortgage payments. Over time, the property appreciates in value, and Michael builds equity, all while enjoying the benefits of homeownership. These are just two examples of how everyday people use debt strategically to achieve their financial goals. To sum it all up, leveraging debt is like having a superpower in your financial toolkit. It allows you to invest beyond your immediate means, multiply your returns, and build wealth over time, just as the wealthy have been doing for years. Remember, it all starts with a solid financial foundation and a smart, strategic approach. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. And here's an exciting bonus. Subscribe now, register for our free webinar. You'll learn how to build tax-free income with whole life and IUL insurance. Ready to take control? Click the link now and register for the free webinar. Let's start building your wealth today.